People, share the show. Share the show. Let's get this thing going. There's not enough people in here. Share it to your granny. Share it to your granny's grandbaby. Right? Let's go. Get to it.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
You know what it is. Shout out to all of my day ones and my stay ones definitely in the building rocking out with us. Miss Snow.
What's up?
Listen.
How are you?
It's apparent I could use some snow right now. For real. Real.
It's hot over there.
Listen, we got things going on. We got things moving. So you know what it is.
Yeah.
It's always work. Tell me how your day is going.
It's been good. It's been good. Going through my comments, a lot of controversial conversations. People ain't really liking it. I enjoy. You know what's so crazy is I enjoy it. Like, I don't know about you, but like when I'm I grab me a little snack and I just be looking at the comments and I'm laughing. So, hey, it doesn't bother me. I actually enjoy it.
One thing for sure, you are not going to please everybody. You're going to ruffle some feathers. You know what I mean? But listen, I want to welcome you to the platform. I appreciate you making time to rock on out with us. You know what I'm saying? We dropping bombs on it. If you don't mind, introduce yourself. What's your name? What's your online presence about? And where people can find your content at.
Of course. So my name is Snow. I am a accountability dating expert. So if you really look at my content, I'm all about teaching women to take accountability, stop blaming, and play smarter when it comes to dating. So the main thing I'll tell any of the ladies who follow me, who support me, is you have a choice. It's time to choose better. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Threads, the Cold Truth Pod, or the Cold Truth with Snow on Facebook. I have a group chat that opens up every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook. So you can definitely find me there. Come in. We can have some spicy conversations. Get some answers to you.
What I'm talking
We're going to
about.
take accountability when we do it now. Even though the men don't think that I make my ladies take accountability, we take accountability over here.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what? I don't think we're ever, and I know this for a fact, we're never going to get anywhere without that. And I'm talking about on the men's side and the women's side. No conversation can be started. And if no conversation can be started, then we can't even get to the premise. We're in the black community, we're in a lot of trouble. We're in a lot of trouble, right? Honestly, some would say that I'm in error by calling this what we see today a community. We don't really have a community like everybody else has. We have individualism taking place, right? So your profile says accountability and dating expert. How long have you been doing this?
10 years. So I started off psychology, moved into marriage and family therapy. So I've seen it on both sides, being a part of therapy, counseling people for marriages and family. And I started this off by I felt like, kind of going back to what you said, the black community doesn't really have a community. So when I started out my journey 10 years ago, it was because I felt like not too many people in our community actually fought for a relationship or fought to understand what was taking place so we can move past the stigma. Um, and I just felt like we didn't put enough effort into that space. So that's what made me set out to do this. And now I've jumped off of the corporate ladder, so I may say, and I'm kind of doing my own thing. I get to different links.
I like that. Much respect to that. So you said you gave up your what's it called? Your reliable money to take a shot at what you believe you're good at.
Yes.
Gotta always salute that. Gotta always salute that. You throw me for a loop. I'm pretty sure you throw me for a loop. Um, Listen,
Talk to me.
before I saw your energy, I was on your top. I was on your top. I was before I saw your energy, right? But listen,
Yeah.
here's what the reason I'm asking how
Uh-huh.
long you've been doing it. You have some videos. I haven't seen everything, of course, right? You have some videos where you have some points that are pretty much common sense, but they're not common sense to everybody, or else everybody wouldn't be falling for the same mess over and over. I definitely
Right.
agree with you that if a man invites somebody out to eat and he's talking about Dutch, yeah, it's time to go, right? And I'm gonna say that to everybody. I'm gonna listen. I don't.
Right.
I'm offended that we, and this is on behest of the man. I'm
Right.
offended that we have to even say this, but hopefully there's not one of you out there. If you invite a woman out to eat, please let it never make it back to me that you asked her to pay for her portion. It's
Thank you.
insanity, right?
It
So I agree. I agree with some of your concepts. However, I think that there is a portion of some of the clips that I've seen in your videos that are
okay.
wrong. And here's what I mean when I say wrong. I'm talking
Let's
about
talk.
can be proven wrong. Like if we open up the stats, I want to show you something. Let me see something. Let's go.
Selfish, girl. I'm telling you, be selfish because I promise you, he's being selfish and he's not going to stop being selfish for you. I need you to be so selfish that you surprise your damn self. I need you to be so selfish that you ultimately put yourself first every single time. So much so that it shocks you. Be selfish. I need you to be selfish when dating because a man that really wants you, he's going to value the fact that you put yourself first.
Okay.
If you put that man first, if you make everything about him, the world revolving around him, he's only going to care about himself. A man who sees a woman only praising him, he's going to make the relationship all about him. And don't let him make you feel bad for being selfish. Hell, I promise you, he's being selfish too. He's not thinking about you. He's weighing his options. He has other women. He's building up a whole roster just in case you do one little thing that he doesn't like.
Okay. So this is where I'm conflicted. Jeez, there are some things that I've seen of yours that I said, no, she had a point right there. I've seen probably about 10 or 15 of your videos, something like that. And
Okay.
I want to get this out there now. I pride myself in being what I consider the most impartial man on social media, meaning I'm coming with no agenda. I'm coming here with a toolbox loaded with tools, logic, cognitive skills, problem solving skills, reading and comprehension. So we can take this subject that we're discussing and break it
Mhm.
down between your knowledge and my knowledge and see what floats to the bottom after we're done using logic, using none of the things of our bias, but using
Right.
logic, using historical data, things like that, right? Now, when I first heard this part right here, the first thing that came to my mind was, how is something like that going to play out long term? How
Mhm.
can a mindset like that play out long term? I mean, how sustainable do you think that mentality is going into a relationship that you've already had your mind, I'm going to be selfish when I go into this relationship? That mentality, that energy, that
Mhm.
type of drive that you're taking into a relationship, how is something like that positive?
So this is where I kind of want to start off, and I think people get confused when it comes to the type of content that I put out. We already know the attention span is already about 30 seconds. You catch them in the first 3 seconds, well, you ain't got them at all, right? So when I'm talking about being selfish, I am not translating that over into a actual relationship. So I'm going to use you and I for an example. We're just getting to know each other, right? Women are natural nurturers. So often we're going to conform or change ourselves into being what this new man that we have met or came in contact with, what he wants us to be. More so, we're going to change our habits more than he will. So when I talk about being selfish, that's in that moment of you getting to know someone and you guys are establishing whatever this is going to be. You need to continue to put yourself first. That man is not going to be interested in the fact that you stopped your entire life to just focus on him and what he wants to do. He wants you to still have that independence. Now, when we talk about going into an actual relationship, no, you're not going into that relationship being selfish, because no, you can't sustain any relationship being selfish. But when it comes to getting to know, that's why men date better than women date, because men know how to weigh their options and hold a little bit for themselves when they're getting to know these different women. Women don't do that. We pour everything into that particular person in that moment. Be more
Sweetie,
selfish, baby.
sweetie,
Be
you
more.
really believe what you just said? You really believe that stuff?
I do. So let me ask you this. Have you ever met a woman, or you're getting to know her, you're trying to figure out where your friendship is going to go? Did she or did she not, her presence was very nurturing, very giving. Um, she was very convenient most of the time. Or have you experienced something different?
Well, I'm a different caliber of man. I won't settle for just anything. I've been like that since I was, I think, 13 years old. I always knew what my future looked like. So I'm very, very, very different. My opinion really doesn't matter because it's not the average opinion. It's not, I don't live my life the way the average man lives his life. But I
Right.
think where we're conflicting is this. You really think that, now let's relegate this to the African American community. You
Okay.
really think that we have a surplus of African American women who are
Mhm.
available to date who are nurturing?
Okay, so now you want, so it seems like you're more tailoring us towards the masculine presence that black women present. Okay, let's talk about it. So, if we want to talk about how masculine the average black woman is presenting herself to be in the community, let's go back to taking accountability. And I just put a video out about this. The black man needs to take accountability for some of the anger that the black woman has. And the black woman needs to take accountability for letting the societal norms force her into choosing from the low selection of men that we have in our community. So we can talk about, I just said it the other day, our men are not raising the boys to be what the community needs. And you can say, I had one man say that black women don't know how to be in a nuclear family. We want to talk about family. We want to talk about being there for your kids. Okay, the same way that you guys stand in the line and wait for these new games and new J's and new Jordans to come out, stand in the courthouse line and try to get the same custody or visitation rights for your kids.
The
It
hell
goes
is this?
it goes into, women are angry because for generations they've been doing things by themselves. Why is the black man's ego so strong when it comes to dealing with the women in our community? There's no compromise, there's no chastising that can be done, there's no real partnership. It's just based on ego. So yes, black women have to present masculine in order to support themselves, because they've been running a household by themselves forever. And black men are saluting these women for doing that.
Girl,
Now,
you so right. You so right, girl. And I just, listen, child, let
well,
me tell you. So
when
if I
I
had this behavior, should I turn this off and on? Because what black women did, girl, I got to act like this.
no. When I say, again, if you heard me before, I said black men should take accountability, black women should take accountability too, because you don't have to accept what's being put on your plate. But at the same time, the way that our community is, women have a right to be angry.
Do
They
they? And
do.
I think I'm glad you said it like that. Go
Both
ahead.
sides.
I'm glad you
Just
said
like
it like.
I like to be angry about certain things too, but I'm here for the women and the women only. So when I say if I force a man to take accountability in something, I'm gonna say the woman needs to take that too, because she doesn't have to settle for the options that are being presented in front of her. So yes, they're angry. So y'all cannot complain about the masculine way that a woman presents when that's what she's left with. Those are the choices that she had.
So you probably don't know
So
this.
keep going.
I've been to prison.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the streets for years, heavy in the streets for years, like pretty much the stuff you see on TV. Do you see me now? Do I appear to be that same individual?
From what I don't know you.
You think
I'm
I'm
gonna say
out on the street? You think I'm out on the
I don't
streets?
know. Listen, I don't know you. This is my first time meeting
99% of
you.
my videos, but
But
my
I
point
can
is this:
but
the
but
late
I can
great
say
hold
like
on, late great Kevin Samuel said something that will
so
nip
I'm
this
gonna
all
say
in the
that.
bud. The late
But I
great
don't know.
Kevin Samuel said something that will nip all of this in the bud.
I love Kevin Samuels. What did he say?
He said the world does not owe you or I any sympathy or understanding. Either perform or don't, but you will be judged on your performance. So
I agree.
regardless if black men did this, and this, and this, and that, there's an issue.
Mhm.
Because if black men did all of this to African American women, then why is the African American community the only community operating off of a matriarchy? Women run the black community. Women do. You said men should
They do.
fight for their children. Why do we have to? That's crazy. No
So
other
you want
community has to fight for their children.
but that's the woman operating in the masculine energy that we have to operate in.
So my
We're
sister,
you said you either do or you don't. Either way you're gonna be judged. We're doing. That's the black woman actually doing.
okay,
And
now
I'm
let's
and what does that say about the man that that a woman is running most of what's going on in our community? What does that say about the presence of a man? This is when women come into place saying that they are not a lot, not saying all, because again, if you know me and you're a true supporter of mine, I do not think this about all men, but a majority of men are not showing up as providers because they don't know how to provide.
I agree.
They have
Why
to
don't they know
taught
how?
that because our homes are broken.
Why are the homes
And,
broken?
but even if your father is not in the home every single day, again, there should be no excuse for how you're showing up for your kids. No woman, no job, no long distance, nothing should take the presence of you showing up for your kids. So again, as I said before, the way you stand in the line for those games and those J's, stand in the line to fight for your kids.
What type of men are you guys dealing with who are still standing in line for J's and still playing games? See, this is
So
the issue that we hold on. This is the issue that we talk about often. And
right.
it's one thing that drove a lot of women to say they hate Kevin Samuels is
Mhm.
once the ball is put in your court, you are therefore responsible for it, right? My
Mhm.
question is, I know that I believe myself personally, there's 70%. There is 65 to 70% of women in the African American community who are not fit to even have sex with. They're not fit for wives. They're not fit for any of that. Now, with such a large influx of them, how come it doesn't affect me? Because I choose wisely. It is up to me if I go out there and I lock down a stripper and say, hey, I want you to have my seed. All of that falls back on me. 100% of it. You disagree with that?
I don't. That's what my platform stands for, choosing wisely.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
these kids who are turning out this way, they're turning
Mhm.
out that way at the behest of the mothers. There's more. Listen, there's a study that was done, and up on those tested for paternity tests, around close to 60, it was over half of the percentage of paternity tests came back. It's not even the child's father. We don't even, in the black community, listen, I want to ask you something. On a scale of 1 to 10, how
Mhm.
out of pocket do you think African American women are?
Mm. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say at least a 7.
I respect that. I respect that. Now, here's the issue that I have. I agree with you. I believe it's a 7 or 8 because they no longer respect themselves. My grandfather used to say this. He said, "You want to be scared of somebody? You be scared of a some bitch who don't give a damn about theyself."
Mm-hmm.
We can see it permeating all throughout the black community. Now, one thing that we do not have a problem with, you don't see any platforms where men are talking about, no, we don't be gang banging and taking each other's lives. You will
Right.
never, ever, ever, ever see that. You will never. I do it so many times, I'm not even going to do it right now. I'll just reach down there in the chats and I'll ask the men, what type of man doesn't take care of his children? They'll say, piece of shit. And a couple of times, guess what some of the men have said? Big bro, I appreciate it, man. I needed my coattail pulled. I got to do better. Now we're not seeing that on the other side. The reason we know that we're not seeing that on the other side, African American women have been ranked the most undesirable group of women to date on the entire planet. Do you know how hard you have to be working to earn a badge like that?
Can I say something to that though? And it kind of goes back to what you were just saying. When it comes to, you just recently said, what type of men are you dating? Are some women dating that are still waiting in line for J's and X, Y, and Z? I agree with you. My platform is based because a lot of women have stopped respecting themselves, have stopped saying what it is that they really desire and holding up the standards that they want. So when I'm talking in my videos, we're not talking about all men. We're talking about that there is a young lady out there somewhere that, yes, her man still waits in the line for J's more than he does anything for her. And I need for her to hear me when I say that is not okay. I need for her to hear me when I say that is the low percentage of men who aren't really shit. And I'm gonna need you to come up out of that and come on over here with somebody else who's doing it better. So when I'm talking, a lot of men in the comments they're thinking that I'm reaching for every single man. No.
I don't think people think that. I mean, really just common
But
sense. She's not talking. All white people aren't
but
racist.
listen, when I say you can say that, that's the type of man you are, right? I think that's the difference between men and women. We can enter into a room and a man can say every woman in here is a hoe. And if we don't agree, we gonna keep doing what we doing. A man, you would defend the next man till the wheels fall off. But instead of saying, yes, there's a man who says that and I'm a man who doesn't. So we're talking about women who are dealing with a piece of nothing type of man. And those
Okay.
are women that need to hear exactly what I'm saying, because our community, we don't respect ourselves. A lot of us don't. We feel like we have to settle for whatever it is. But if you check those comments coming from brothers in our community, they're wanting a woman to accept whatever. And I don't think it's okay. So I'm talking to the ones who are dealing with those type of men because they still exist.
Okay,
And we not
let's be adults here. We're gonna go to an adult level on this. What percentage? I have the numbers. I just want to see
okay.
how real you're gonna be.
Okay.
What percentage out of 100 of African American women prefer the piece of shit? Is turned on by the piece of shit?
And look, let me tell you this. I don't know what your number
Give me a
says.
percentage though. Give me a percentage of your opinion.
If I gotta take a wild guess, I'm gonna say out of 100%, I would probably say 85 to 86%.
She's on the money, people.
And that's why I am here to say the things that I'm saying. And you gotta, and listen to this. A lot of men hate my platform because I'm calling them out on the shit that they're asking women to accept and asking that woman to stand up and have a backbone and not accept it. Yeah, it's working for him because he's getting exactly what he wants and she desires that. I literally just posted a video that says women are creating these desirable men or staying in these relationships based off of how good the sex is.
Okay, but hold on real quick. Now we're gonna pivot. Here's
Okay.
what I need you. You're going to absorb some of this. I'm going to absorb some of your information. You're going to leave today.
And I hope that you are too.
I just said that.
Okay.
Now,
Let's go.
here's the thing right here. Oh, hell, let's go.
Oh,
Turbulence, people.
I like you coming with some good. You coming with some
Listen,
good points. Like, I want to hear what you got to say.
let's talk about something that really crushes people's mindset once they think about it. Did you know that ninja who, when she's not looking, goes in her purse, takes a little bit of money? Did you know that man who cheats? Did you know that man who not only doesn't have a job, but there's not even any prospects in sight? Did you know that man is a custom fit, like a glove, for some of these women who you're talking about? Based on her dating value, based on how many kids she's had out of wedlock, based on how big she is, based on how sassy her mouth is. See, no one wants to talk about the fact that some of these bullshit men that people get, he's a perfect fit for her. Not only that, he might be too good for her. Here's what I mean. On a scale of 1 to 10, and we're going to get to this because you have a video that I want to touch on. On a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable do you think men are? Men who have their act together, men who have their life together, good men, quality men, I call them. How uncomfortable do you think most men are dating a woman who already has children? On a scale of 1 to 10.
6.
Fellas, down in the comments, we're on 4 platforms right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable, how undesirable is it for men to lock in with women who have children? On Facebook, hit me on Facebook. Look, hit me on YouTube, TikTok. Watch this. Watch this.
So we're going to say we're undesirable because we're bearing your children and the relationship didn't end up the way.
But hold on, I can't let you do that. These aren't relationships. These are smash babies. These are not relationships.
But you said undesirable. Let's
look down there in those comments.
Undesirable is crazy because we're not undesirable when you would not be here if a woman did not carry you in her womb. If she did not risk her life, her health to push you out onto this earth, you would not be here. So undesirable. Let's reframe those words. I don't mind being open.
Almost trash, ma'am.
But undesirable. Because we can talk about how undesirable the black man's ego.
But hold on. Let's stop for a second. Let's talk. I'll let you talk about the black man, but let's talk about this first. Listen, but hold on. We'll talk about the men, and we'll talk about the men in a second. What I am telling you is, see, this is why I wanted to reach out to you. Hold on. Here's why I wanted to reach out to you, because I know you're young. I could listen. I know for a fact that you're probably in your 30s, right? Because as I was going through your content, I was seeing so many elements of harsh realities that pertain to life that you were glossing over. I said, no, that's not real. And that's not real. Listen, let me go so far as to say this to you. Do you know what a white wedding dress is for? A white wedding dress is symbolic. Hold on. A white wedding dress is symbolic of purity.
Because undesirable is not going to be the word that we ask the men to vote on in the comments. Let's reframe. That's all I'm asking.
Ma'am, listen, I will go so far as to say this. You want to use a better word than undesirable? Listen, hold on. Most men would replace that word with trash. Let me tell you why. Hold on. I want to help you understand something. Hold on. I want to help you understand something. There's a woman right now. I've been in LA for 12 years. There's a woman right now I've dealt with on the serious level. I've dealt with 5 women, right? I've only been in one serious relationship in my life. I'm very ambitious and very driven. So it caused 4 women not to have time with them. There's one who I can say I love, right? There's one who I desire. I know some of the things she goes through. I desire to be that Negro who those petty things that she complains about, I can make them seem like they don't exist. But because she has been in a relationship with a man for over a year, because there is another man who has been nutting inside of her for a year, because her organs have been marinating in another man's cum, I could never. Now, what do you think about a baby? When men see a woman, and we're not even going to get into multiple children by multiple men. When men see a woman who is a certain age and she is a single mother, if she was married, we give them a pass easily. If it came from a long-term relationship, we wish you would have married, but we still give her a pass. But do you know what we know when we see that? Everything actually that I desire to do to her, that child is evidence that those things have already been done to her. That woman has been taken, all of the nasty things that I would love to do to her have been done to her.
And complaining about the undesirable woman that you helped create. Gotcha.
Okay, so let's do it like this. Since you take it there, let's do it like this. All of the men on 4 platforms, we are all in unanimous agreement. We're lying, but for the sake of the argument, on all 4 platforms, we are all in agreement that black men did blah, 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 blah to black women. Now, what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to continue to be the most undesirable? Are you going to continue to say men did it to us? Because here's what I think about. Hold on. Here's what I think about niggas. I see nigga behavior all over social media on the reg. Hold on. I see nigga behavior over social media. And you know what I say? These white people talking about us and they don't even know what they did to us. Yes, you do. There's a reason we behave like we behave. But guess where I came to with that? Okay, yeah, they are 80% responsible for a lot of our behavior. But damn, how long you gonna keep this up? How long?
So you think that this is more so a place of blame? That's not the way I look at it. So
It's not stopping, sweetie. It's not stopping.
I'm looking at it the same way as you. If I ask black men to take accountability for how angry the black woman is, and the black woman to take accountability for the choices that they've made, if we take accountability, then we can maybe shift the community and it can be better. So what I'm saying is, no, it's not a blame game. It's a realizing that this took place, and how do we change it? We're not going to keep complaining about it, but we're going to call it out. This is what is happening. This is what needs to stop happening. And if you realize that as a woman, then this is something you don't need to settle for. But to say undesirable, we want to talk about how masculine women are how undesirable. But men play a huge part in this.
We don't care. We don't care.
Women accept men who treat you better.
So listen, man, listen. You're being dishonest. You're being dishonest. You guys don't accept us. You don't accept us, however. You don't accept us. You say you won't go to the Cheesecake Factory. You say you won't date a man who's not a certain height. You say that you won't date a man who doesn't make a certain amount of money. Yet we take you in the worst of conditions. The worst. You have other men's children. The average African American woman weighs 187 fucking pounds. Listen, the average African American woman is far from feminine. Yet we still lock in with you. Hold on. We still lock in. Hold on, one at a time. We still lock in with you at an 80% rate.
Kids and leaving them unattended to, not having profitable jobs, not having.
Stop having babies with men like that.
Women have taken men at their lowest.
No, you're not. That's why you won't even go to the Cheesecake Factory.
As being pitiful when it comes to how we stand beside a black man. We are the
Hold on, I gotta ask you something. You said black women stand beside black men. Is that what you really just said?
We take you guys at your worst, just like you would say you take us at our
Okay, worst. So listen, you're not listening. You're not listening. So if I want you to up here, we substantiate one at a time, sweetie. One at a time. Hold on. We can only do this one at a time. Up here, we substantiate. If you tell me that you believe Stacey Prince likes kids, give me some type of evidence. Now, here's what I mean by that. You take us at our worst. My question to you is a 2-part question. You're complaining about these men who don't have jobs and blah, 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 blah. Right?
Complaining.
1, why are you entertaining men like that? And 2, how come after the piece of shit men, after the trains that have been ran on you, after all of the things how come after that you develop standards and now you won't date a man who don't have kids? You see how crazy that is? You've been having sex with men who don't have money, but then after you've been ran through the ringer, 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different men, now you got standards when it comes to me?
Let me answer your first part to your question. So, are you saying that a woman cannot evolve? So once a woman evolves, we have to take into account the history of relations that she's had with other people and it should keep her in this same box of only dealing with and being available to those type of men? That's my question to you, because that's what and I want to make sure I'm understanding it right before I answer the first part to
You
that
are
question.
most definite. Listen, the problem in the black community is our women don't know their value. Not you, but women. Dating coaches say, know your value, sis. Listen, they're lying when they say that, because a significant number of African American women, if they kept it real about their dating value based on the things that they've done, you only qualify for that guy who doesn't have a job. You have 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different men. You're not feminine. You're overweight. You're all of the things that no men want. You know how we know?
And-
African American men have been ranked the most desirable group, not blacks, not from Africa, not from Haiti. African American men have been ranked the most desirable group of men on the planet today. So
but having that type of
hold on,
mindset
hold on,
don't
hold on. You gotta let me finish.
take
African
us in that.
American women have been ranked the exact opposite. They've been ranked the exact opposite. What you
But
guys
why?
where you guys are failing at is a lot of you are on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as value, 5 and below, but you're calling yourselves 10s. 10s don't have to wear makeup and like that. 10s don't have to adorn themselves like that. 10s get results that we all see on live. They get results. They have men paying for penthouses. Now, if you have that, I'm a 10 and did, if you have that mentality, then when little old me, who I'm do good for myself, I work at the post office, but I'm not good enough for you, because you have tricked yourself into believing that your value is higher than it is. You can't get a car off the showroom floor. Listen,
Give me
you
just a second,
can't get a
because
car. Hold on. You can't get
so
a
many different
car off the showroom
questions.
floor,
I let
drive
you
it
answer.
along and bump into something, and it still be
So,
worth what it was worth
so
when it
I
was
have
on the showroom floor.
pertaining to what you just said. I don't want to scale past the things that you're saying that I think is important to touch on. So I'm not trying to interrupt. I'm just trying to stay on the same page. So let me ask you this.
Get those likes up, people.
Every,
YouTube, get
every,
those likes up. Hit that thumbs up button,
every,
people.
every other race can date up. So you have these arranged marriages where the man is coming into this family to be a provider for this family, to extend the amount of access that they have in every other community. But black women cannot learn from their mistakes. They cannot evolve over time. They cannot wake up one day and say, you know what, actually, I did not value myself a couple of years ago. Now I do have these 2 kids. I want to have a better valued man. I deserve that. And if I want that, then I need to start living like that, acting like that, and only accepting that. But we keep creating the same type of woman, because you are saying, hey, once you have those kids and you make those mistakes, stay right in that box, because you don't deserve anything else. You don't deserve to date outside of this. You don't deserve to become a better woman. Every other
It's over.
community,
It's
every
over.
other ethnicity group is allowed for a woman to come in with nothing and the man to have everything. No, and yeah, we can say that they may not have as many kids because they have these arranged marriages from the time that they're maybe 18 or 19 before they
Who
even
is
can
it
get
that you
started.
keep saying has
But
arranged marriages? Who's having that in America? I
we
don't know what you're
can't.
talking about.
It's multiple. Let's not. It's multiple communities. It's
So
multiple
why do you
ethnicities
have
that
some
have.
white people getting put out
But
of their
I'm
family's will
all
because I told you not to marry out of your race?
and we are the only community that you will not overlook a woman saying, "Hey, I'm valuing myself more than I did when I was younger because I didn't know any better." And you keep them in the same box, so it's like they can't grow, they can't evolve. So now our daughters are still the same product of our environment
You
versus
can
saying,
grow.
hey,
Listen, hold
these are
on.
the mistakes.
You can be
But you're
broke and you can
saying that
fix
this
that.
woman,
Listen,
she
you can be
are
broke and you can fix
there
your
are a lot
finances.
of you men that will take a woman who has 2 children and still provide for her if that's what he desires to do. So women who are watching this, do not let that offend you. Listen, if you are just as desirable as the next woman, if you know your worth now, you understand your standards now, that's all that matters. And if he doesn't want it, then that's fine. There
Okay,
are
listen, hold on,
millions
hold on. You're long
of
winded. Now you're long winded. You got to hold on. Hold
so
on.
many people
You're
in this
long
world.
winded. Hold
There are so
on.
many. There are
You're
so many
long.
men
Hold on. You're doing run on sentences. Hold
who would rather
on.
have a woman who already has kids. You have people who have different. It's
Miss Snow, you have to hold on. Miss Snow, you have to hold on. This can't be a one-on time monologue.
hers. So you would want your
Listen,
your
Miss Snow, I need you to hold on. You're doing a one-man show. You're doing a one-man. You got when you got to be concise about your points because we can't have a run-on sentences, right?
but
Here's
see,
what I'm
you just
saying to you.
gave me run on things that I had to jump in, and that's what I'm saying. You got it. You asked me a 2-part
Well,
question. Let
well,
me answer
listen, I
the
need you to make it concise so that the people can follow
first.
because it's for the people, not really for me and you. But what I'm saying to you is this. Here's what I think that you don't. I know you're young. I know you're very, listen, name me something. Now, Kevin Samuels used to say this, and he said it for a reason. Name me something that with time and usage does not depreciate. There's nothing. We both know there's nothing. So why is it that you guys are hell bent on acting like you don't depreciate? Listen, I want to name the strikes that you have against you. Black women have a stigma attached to them that they're not feminine, that they're, you have a movie called Angry Black Woman. Some of the things that you say, I heard you say a little bit ago, you said, we are the only community where black women aren't allowed to, you are allowed to do better for your mistakes. And there's a very, very small percentage of those women who they go on, and, I say probably 2%. They go on and find someone who's willing to accept them past their mistakes. But what I'm trying to help you to understand, this is a good show today. This is a good conversation with me and you because I'm coming to understand, and I have it in a couple of notes. You don't know much about men. You don't even know how we feel about women with children. We've been saying it for the longest. We've been on podcast after podcast. We don't want women with children. It used to be looked at as a scarlet letter. When women would listen, in our grandmother's times, I'm old enough to remember, in our grandmother's time, even in church, when a woman who wasn't married would come up with a baby, they would shame her. She would get shamed through. She would be the talk of the town. This is not a good thing. A lot of times you don't know who the fathers of the children are, right? You weren't even in a relationship. These are smash babies. So here's where I agree with you. Me, I told you I've been to prison. I changed. I started doing better, right? So you said they don't even get a chance to do better. What I'm telling you is they're not doing better. They've got plenty of chances, but do you see all over social media where black women are doing better? They're behaving more feminine now. They're the only demographic of women wandering around talking about independent, don't need a man. No other community of people believes that because in other communities, you think they don't have issues where the man is down on his luck and the woman has to build him up. You think in other communities, the white community, the Asian community, the Latino community, you think that they don't have situations where he needed $7,000 from her income tax for this invention. And that has happened 3 times and it didn't work. Our women, they don't even know you're supposed to do that. They'll get on social media talking about, gave this nigga X amount of money and this idea didn't work. Usually it won't work the first, second, or third time. But that's why they succeed and excel over us because their women aren't pit against their men. What you guys have done is you've done so many bad things to where your value is very, very low. So most quality men aren't going to come into a relationship like that. And if you disagree, I'm going to ask you a question. You have kids?
I do.
You have a boy, don't you?
I don't.
Okay, you do now. That boy comes to you at 19 years old. You have been going nuts about this college tuition. I'm talking about you've been working 2 jobs, finger to the bone, like you guys say about black women, work them fingers to the bone. He comes home, MIT wants him. Google wants him. Microsoft wants, this boy is excelling. He comes home to you one day and says, I wasn't going to tell you this, Mom, but there's a girl. She has 2 or 3 kids by 2 or 3 different men, and I'm thinking about getting serious with her. Would you? I didn't say, would you allow it? Would you encourage him and tell him, I think that's a good idea, son?
My honest answer, I would let my son do whatever he wants to do.
I'm asking your opinion, ma'am. Would you tell him you believe that's a good idea?
If he thinks that's what he wants to do, it's a good idea.
If your son came to you and told you, Mom, they're doing it at school. I don't know if it's coke, but they're sniffing, and I'm really thinking about sniffing some. Would you tell him you think that's a good idea?
We're talking about two different things.
I'm just asking you a question, ma'am. I'm hoping that you'll answer. It's simple questions, really.
Things, no.
So you wouldn't tell him you think that's a good idea? Your life, listen, who you end up with is the most important decision that you could ever make. So you'll tell him not to try this recreational thing, but you won't tell him who the hell is going to be having him on child support, have his driver's license suspended, who's going to be cheating on him. You won't give him advice about that?
When it comes, and this is coming from the therapeutic side of me, I don't go up against anybody and who they love.
Your son? You're not going to give your son guidance? And I'm going to be honest with you, ma'am. This is where we all, there's 200 people in here. We all know that you're being disingenuous and dishonest right now. We know that for a fact.
You're asking me, would I tell my son?
No, ma'am. I said, would you encourage him to proceed on with that? Would you say, I think that's a good idea?
Listen, if that's what he wants to do, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to support that, however that looks. But no, I mean, that's just my point. I'm
going to ask you again. Would you encourage your son?
A certain amount of ways. I'm telling you. If let's use my daughter for example. If she come home and says,
"Ma'am, I'm just trying to get you to answer my question, not the daughter. I'm trying to. Let's have an adult conversation."
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so somebody down there says she's a bad parent. You're telling us, do you know how much it costs to raise one child from the age of conception to the age of 18? It's a little over $300,000.
Many parents go up against their kids for who they love instead of having certain conversations with them.
Man, we didn't say anything about love. We didn't say anything about love.
Having conversations with them, and you're having conversations with them. Half of the people on this screen probably rebelled against their parents for something they wanted to do. Because
it doesn't matter. At least the parent knows that they did all they could and gave the best advice that they could.
I'm not suggesting a thing, but we're going to have conversations.
But there's going to be. I'm really trying to get you to cooperate with me. Like, listen, you're a grown woman. You're a grown woman. I am asking you a very elementary question. I'm asking you, would you tell? Okay, forget your kid. Me.
I just said yeah. I'm going to give you that yes. So what do you like to say next behind that? Yes.
You would encourage your.
I'm saying yes to what you're saying.
You're saying yes, you would encourage him to date a woman who had 3 children?
I would encourage him not to. So let's talk about from that framework.
Okay.
I would
so that hold on. 70% of the time, if a man is I want you to listen to this and hold on, don't say anything. I want you to listen. You just said what the overwhelming women, that's not new. I've done this show is 4 years old. I have over 1,000 shows and interviews I've done. Women who hate me, they come up here with that mindset. And once I ask them that question, sometimes they'll say, yeah, right? But we know that they're lying because no good parent would do that. Eventually, guess what they say? What you just said. You know what that lets us know? Even you know that it is not ideal. What you just told me was that black men, probably it wouldn't be in their best interest to date 70% of the women in the black community. So that's what we're dealing with, sweetie. I want you to see this. I want to see your side, and I also desire you see our side. That is a tough damn pill to swallow. A lot of guys, dads are telling, don't you mess with no women with no kids. But yet we have to deal with that at a 70-something% rate. This is what I'm telling you. You guys have dug a hole that it's hard for you to get out of. It's very tough because men don't want that. Listen, let's be adults here. Let's go. Turbulence, people. You guys know, if you're familiar with the show, when you hear that, I'm about to rock the boat a little bit. When we are on top of you and we're saying, whose is it? Whose is it? Do you know we mean that shit? We mean that. Men are territorial. We really mean that. So
I can see that.
I'm telling you, we really mean that. When we say whose is it, we mean that from a perspective of we want even you to start acting like it's ours.
I think women understand that.
Okay, now here's my point in bringing that up. I need you to try to put yourself in men's shoes and understand that if what I just said is true, then how do you think we feel about somebody who has been, it's been his, and it's been his, and it's been his, and we got the proof to it. He's sitting over, the proof to it is sitting over there on that couch eating some dry Captain Crunch cereal. And the other proof is outside riding his or her bike. We have proof that you have been other men's property. And you're going to take this with you. Here's the big thing that everybody's overlooking. Did you know that throughout a lifetime, women were supposed to only belong to one man unless he passed? Did you know that? Biblically. You're not supposed to be being passed around like this. Damn what the men are doing. If Stacey Prince likes other boys, don't worry about the boys. You keep your integrity intact. The assignment that the Lord our God Jehovah gave you, you abide by that. Don't worry about if I done caught herpes. Don't worry about what I am doing. You keep your value up. Because when your value is high, you'll be able to bypass a nothing ass ninja like me, and you'll be able to go get a higher caliber man. But because you guys are doing the opposite, once you bypass me, you can't afford to get somebody higher than me.
That's ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, the ego of a man when it comes to dating is ridiculous. Now, will I say I understand the standards? Cool. But I think they're double standards. So we want to talk about when y'all are in it and you're saying this is mine and it's the ownership and all of these things. Do y'all not understand that most women will most likely stay in a relationship with a man even if he's not treating her right, just to not have a broken family? So who's the real cause?
What the hell are you talking about?
Like, let's be real.
What race are you talking about, sweetheart?
Hold on. Let's back it up here, because I just gave you a whole 5 minutes to give me a spiel.
What?
And I took it in. So I would like to talk.
Okay, well, first tell me, are you talking about black women when you say that?
No. We're not putting a race on it, period. I'm talking
well, that
about
I only care. I only care about black people. I only care about black people.
You want to talk about black? You want to?
It's my only concern. It's my only concern.
Okay. That's fine. We can scale it back to.
Give me 1 second, sweetie. Let me read these off. Give me 1 second. I'm coming right back to you. Listen, shout out to all of my show supporters down there rocking out with us. Ismail definitely in the building. Ismail supporting the show. My brother. Embrace the Grace over here rocking out with us. Accountability is like kryptonite to most women. My girl. Scoob definitely rocking with us. Appreciate the content, but I appreciate the support. Go ahead, man.
So my thing is, when we're talking about accountability, I cannot say that I don't agree with half of what your majority of what you're saying. I'm just the type of woman who's going to call it out so that a woman can see that. If we want to go back to single moms, let's both take accountability on both sides. The men are leaving the women and the women are choosing the wrong men to have kids with. Period.
You're not being honest. These aren't relationships. There's no relationship to leave. Only 27% of African American women will get married.
Tell me. So it doesn't matter if a woman takes accountability for who she made a mistake to have a child with. Women wake up and take accountability every day. You know how we do that? We still get up and raise your kids that you left behind. We still get up and raise your kids in the broken
But why do you keep phrasing it like that? I want to know why you keep phrasing it like men are leaving.
Undesirable woman when it comes to having kids.
But listen, I'm asking you, why do you keep phrasing it like men are leaving and they're having to take care of our children? Give me. Listen, hold on. Let me say this. Okay, I want you to give me. Hold on. I want you to hold on 1 second. Hold on. I want you to give me the justification for that statement, because when you say things, I'm believing you have prior knowledge to substantiate what you're saying.
I'm going based off of what you said at the beginning of the video.
What?
You said that I said that men are not raising their sons to be what the community needs. You said that is the mother's blame because the mothers are raising the kids. So yes. I took that into perspective of women are single-handedly raising kids alone. You also just said women are undesirable, or our value depreciates when it comes to having kids out of wedlock and not being with that person. So that's my basis of saying that.
Well, it's not true though, sweetie. Here's what I mean. Listen, so first, let's get this established first. Do you believe people's dating value decreases as they get older?
I do believe that.
Do you
I do.
believe the more weight that a woman puts on, the less desirable she becomes in the eyes of most men, and it makes it more difficult for her to get
In our,
selected?
you see with your eyes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
I do.
okay. Do you agree that the more bodies a woman has, the more it brings her value down?
Everything you're asking me, I agree, and that's why my platform
Okay, so
exists.
that means value can decrease, right?
Because
So
these
there
women need
is
to
a
understand.
such thing as being
So,
undesirable.
but what I don't think you understand is we agree on a lot of things. The difference is I'm speaking to it to a woman, from a woman's perspective, to say, hey, you can. I literally just posted a video the other day that says having a baby by a man isn't going to make that man want to be with you. And then when you end up as a single mom in this situation by yourself, you want to yell all men aren't shit. That's not the right terminology to use. We're going to say that all men are not the same. So my thing is we agree on the same things. The difference is I'm telling a woman what to look out for when it comes to if you don't want to deal with these type of men anymore. If you wake up and you say I need to readjust my standards so that I can have a more high value man. No, you may not have 100 men lined up because you have 2 kids with 2 different guys, but you may have 5 men lined up. And if
I
you are
agree with
strong
that.
enough
I
to
agree with that.
I will wait for those 5 men. I don't want to deal with the other ones because if not, it puts you right back in the same
I
box
agree with
where
that.
you're absolutely right. Now we're dealing with the same type of men. You're dating a man who doesn't have a job, a man who doesn't treat you right, just because you fell into these social norms of saying if you don't have a man, if you're not in a relationship, if you're not married, you don't have anything. No, my girl, I am telling you, sis, wait on the 5 men. If it's only 5, wait.
But they're not waiting. You know what they're doing?
Look, they're not. That's what we. When I say this, where we agree,
That's what they're
I
doing. They're
agree.
fucking.
I agree hands down with you, and that's why I get up every day and say what I'm saying. I listen when I say I cannot not agree with you. I cannot stand for a woman to not wake up every day and choose better, and wake up and not choose better, and end the day every day saying it ain't no good men. There are. It's 5 good men that are out there waiting to treat you exactly the way you want to be treated. But because you don't want to wait, because you don't want to uphold your standards, because men are threatening you saying we're going to go and get it from the other woman, what you don't want to give to me, that's fine. Wait for the 5 to come along. That's why my platform exists. Like a lot of men sometimes don't understand what I'm saying is because I'm calling them out on the BS that for some men, let's agree here. For some men, they enjoy those type of women that enjoy the BS that they putting down. So when you're sitting and you're listening to somebody like me and you're like, damn, she right. I if he is inconsistent, I'm probably not at the top of his roster list. Let me not deal with him. It's upsetting to hear a woman saying that because she's snatching away from your roster. But I'm big on women need to take accountability. Like if you want a man to treat you a certain way, like chill and wait for that man who's going to treat you that way. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to take some time out. Because if not, we're going to keep ending back up in these same cycles. You're going to keep having kids by men who really don't want you. You're going to keep being in relationships where you're left by yourself and then you're angry at the end of the day because you're not taking accountability
But
to
listen, me
say,
and you are talking about this from 2 different perspectives. Mine's is preemptive. I get that you're saying what has already happened, but what our platforms are about, we're not even really talking to the older women anymore. We're not talking to them. We're telling the younger women before they step in that doo-doo that left their mama single. Listen, we
yes,
have to say this. I'm going to put you in the hot seat for a second.
okay.
If you had to guess right now, give me your definition of a man who meets the bar of the term a quality man. This is a quality man. Describe him to me a little bit. Somebody you'd want to be with.
Okay. I'm going to say he's respectful. He's consistent. He's not ego driven, has great
Yes,
leadership.
Lord. That's the
Has
man
great
part of me.
has great leadership. patient, understanding. He values family. His values and his morals are intact. Um, when it comes to stability, I think that he needs to be financially equipped, financially stable, financially literate, and emotionally available.
Okay, listen.
Those
I want to pivot
are
really quick. Um, Before I
big
pivot,
stuff. Mhm,
what you just described, okay? You just described a, a quality man, okay?
mhm.
Now I want to ask you because we're going to get somewhere with this. What percentage out of 100 women in the black community would you say are considered quality? Somebody you would not mind your son bringing home to see mama. Somebody who you could say, and I want that to be my daughter-in-law right there. What percentage of the women in the African American community would you say are walking around here functioning as a quality woman?
If I would have to say right now,
Spin that,
I'm going.
spin that, spin that. Where my scamp? Talk to me.
Okay. I'm gonna say this, and ladies watching, this is why I exist. This is why you can find me on Cold Truth with Snow so sophisticated on Instagram. I'm going to say, and I'm pushing the stretch, 45%, 40 to 45%, and that's evolving and with platforms of women learning how to value themselves. But before this era came, I would say we were at 30.
Do you know how badly I wanted to not like you, and you are disappointing the hell out of me? Damn it,
I'm just
man!
a woman who once went, but no, but like seriously, as you get to know me
No
further,
emotion podcast. Go ahead.
as as you get to know me, y'all follow Snow So Sophisticated on Instagram, Cold Truth Pod on Instagram, the Cold Truth with Snow on Facebook. As y'all get to know me, I am lit. I was just talking to my homeboy about this. I have a lot of homeboys, and we have these conversations like me and you having right now. And I told him, I said, if a lot of men would listen to me more than the 10 seconds, you
I'll
would
go
really
for that.
see that side. I'm really an advocate for you because the one thing that disrupts our dating and in the community or in dating it, period, because men and women are never going to agree. But what I can say, there is somebody out there that's going to agree with the way you like to date. So with that being said,
Hold on. What makes
y'all
you say? What makes you say that? What makes you say
be,
that? Somebody who's going to be down with you. There's not enough men in America or in the world for women. In America alone, people say this, and I like to correct it. People say, well, it's somebody for everybody. No, it's not. In America, there are 3.5 million more women than there are men. So if we
I'm
line it
not,
up, boy, girl, there's not,
of,
which makes your
of course,
options tougher.
I definitely agree, and I definitely agree. When I say there's somebody who agree with the way you're dating, we are even in the Bible. Everybody isn't supposed to be married, going to end up married. We know that. When I say that, that means, for example, let's say if you want kids, more kids, I don't, right? We can keep having this conversation, or we can both decide to part ways because there is a woman who wants more kids out
Mm-hmm.
there. There is a man who doesn't want kids and they're fine with just my one. You get what I'm saying? So my biggest thing is going back to my point, if men would listen to my conversations more than 10 seconds, I am on your side. I'm just asking women to take accountability because every day that she wakes up and chooses the same type of man, it's nobody's fault but her own. She cannot go to bed every day blaming, whether it's the black man, white man, whomever. You cannot go to bed every day blaming someone for the choices that you are making. And my
That part.
platform is all about women think that they, when I say play smarter, it's not about playing the same game that a man plays because you're never going to win those
You
games.
can't.
Sometimes it's about it's you can't win against a man's ego. They thrive on that. That's what makes them whole. We're emotional.
Whose ego do you think is bigger, men or women?
You know what? It depends, but I'm gonna say, that's a sticky one. I'm gonna say it depends on the situation,
It's
but I'm gonna
women,
say
hands down. You
it can
guys
be a
have
woman.
multiple areas that you're egotistical in. We have kind of a
Men.
couple.
I'm gonna say men. I'm gonna say men because the ego conversation will strike y'all harder than it ever strikes us. Women, sometimes we don't know we're operating in ego. It's like a pettiness, but men, y'all ego. y'all are ran by that.
I
So my
want to show.
thing
I want to
is,
show you something real quick. It's yours, so you're already familiar with it.
And don't make
Okay.
him ask you to help him build up the table. It needs to be already sturdy before you sit down.
Do you know that no other community is operating like that? None on the planet, on planet Earth, no other community. You know why? It's unsustainable. My question to you is this.
no other community is getting married before the man is already set up to be a provider. We're the only ones
Yes,
trying
they
to.
are. Are you serious? The Latino
All these people
community.
are getting married, they
Listen,
don't-
I live out here in LA. In the Latino community, I see it every day, and everybody else sees it every day. The women that these men have, who I'm buying a fruit cup from, are attractive. Yet they don't have a problem that man is pushing a fruit. I'm talking about a fruit cart. He ain't even got a truck. It's the fruit cart, and it looks like it's time for a newer one. It's our women. Listen, our women. I don't want to say it like this, but our women. Hell, this is
What
not my
about our?
turbulence, people. According
What you
to
about to
stats,
say?
we have the lowest quality of women with the highest standards. You won't go to the Cheesecake Factory. You won't date a man who doesn't make $100,000 a year, even though the majority of you, the people you have children by, didn't make that. And this is what's capping you guys. You guys are painting the living room, but you're painting it and walking backwards, painting it and walking backwards. And before you know it, you're in the corner and you have nowhere to walk because you've painted yourself in the corner. You guys must lower your standards. You guys are talking about don't build a man up. Every other community, that's what they do. My ex-wife, do you know how many? There's been 2 times she gave me entire paychecks to get back on. And it's never been brought up. But guess what else is different? The mother of my children is from India. All of this stuff that I see, I don't know what. We were together for 29 years. I don't know what it sounds like for her to yell. I don't know what it sounds like. I've never heard her yell in 29 years. I've cheated. I've done all kinds of things. She was my helpmate. And listen, let's be real about it.
So
If I call, hold on. If I call her right now, and tell her to wire me $5,000, the only thing that you're going to hear is a pling. That's it. They are different because she has a different culture in her mindset. She doesn't have the mindset of competing with the man. She believes that God created her for the man.
What warrants a woman asking to be treated a certain way? What makes you translate that to competition?
Explain? I don't get what you're saying. Competition, what are you saying?
You said she didn't, your ex-wife or whomever you was with who was still wiring you the money after you cheated on her and did all these disrespectful things. She didn't want to compete with the man. I don't
Want to compete? I didn't say that. No, I'm saying she wanted to be a woman and she's there. She is so feminine. There's nothing about her that's masculine. That's what I mean when I say compete. African American women, hold on. African American women to everybody else, you guys resemble many versions of men.
A man's peace should never be a woman tolerating his disrespect. Women have the right to show those emotions.
Of course, I'm saying she wasn't the type. Listen, she would check me about the wrong. I never got caught cheating. I never got caught cheating. Never. There was never any proof. But you know, when you live a certain lifestyle,
you see how good this woman he's speaking of was to him and how he still disrupted the relationship. How you
and we put a 29-year dynasty together because she didn't leave.
That's ridiculous.
We put a 29-year. Hold on, listen. I need you to catch this so you could pass this on to your people. Okay. Did you know that you're not supposed to leave unless I won't stop doing what I'm doing? You're not supposed to leave when a man cheats. You're not supposed to leave because every time you leave another man for cheat, your clock gets reset. You will never reach the goal line of you've been in a 5 or 10 year relationship or marriage if you keep leaving every time something happened. Our grandmothers didn't operate like that. And that's why they had less education than you, but they built families 10 times better than you. And they were married way longer. You guys can't even get married. But not even by hood niggas. Hood niggas aren't marrying black women
let me
because you're
ask this.
masculine.
So we're supposed to still operate. We're supposed to still operate like our grandmothers and our mothers and our aunties who took everything, every amount of disrespect from a man just to still not have our clock reset or have another man entering into our covenant womb so that we won't seem undesirable to you in the space that you created us to be, these undesirable women. Because when you get with us and say it's yours, it's yours, it's yours, you play with a woman's mind and manipulate her to the point to where she thinks that it's actually yours and she submits herself to you. So then she's praised for being submissive in that moment. But once you're tired of her and you're done and you're on to the next person, and now she decides to value
Men
herself,
aren't leaving relationships. Men don't
she's
leave
undesirable
relationships.
because now the new person who's desiring her and valuing her, they're now entering into her. So now she's restarted the clock. She's undesirable
Listen,
because she
men,
should have
you
stayed
you keep
with
pinning
you
women to be
and
the victims, and men are
everything
leaving them.
and
Men aren't
her,
leaving relationships. You
just
guys
like
are
your
sabotaging these relationships.
mother
Listen,
did.
you
I'm just
guys
making
cheat more than men. Now what?
understanding that.
Since you want to talk about it, you guys cheat
Well,
more than men do.
oh, and we're hey, if you want to pull me back in on that conversation for another day, we can definitely have that conversation. When women cheat better than men, and we can talk about why
You
that
cheat
is. Because
more. Listen,
cheat more and
there's a
cheat
study
better.
conducted by women. This survey
You
was
you
conducted by
gotta think
women.
about how much. Oh, listen, we can
Listen,
have that
50
conversation
to
on a whole
70
nother day.
percent of you guys have who are
We
in.
can have that.
Hold on, let
We're
me
gonna
say
have to
this
have
before
that
you go. Let me say
conversation
this.
on a whole
50
day.
to 70% of women who were surveyed who are currently in a relationship already have a backup plan in case their current man doesn't work out. And
And, and
I saw,
have a
hold on. I saw you
and I'm
support
gonna leave
that.
the video playing
How can you
that.
support a woman being in a relationship but entertaining other men? What you're doing is with that information,
Hey,
you're
have a backup
destroying the
plan.
community and you're promoting whoredom.
Understand, but y'all need to have a backup plan. Do not. You need to always have you in the
And you're
picture. Always.
standing on that. You're standing on that on the
I'm
internet.
I'm having on. I'm saying this when I say have a backup.
Wow.
I am not talking about having a backup plan with another man. This goes into what I said the first video you played. Be independent, be selfish, have some selfish tendencies about yourself. Make sure that you have things on your plan B so you're able to not lose yourself in that relationship. A lot of women lose themselves. Now, I'm not saying be a cheater because I don't think all men cheat, so I don't think women should cheat. I'm not saying that. But if we want to play roster for roster and you're dealing with a man who has a roster, baby, do exactly
How do
what you
you
want
know
to do.
he has a roster?
Do exactly what some men keep it all the way 100%.
Oh my
Some
God.
men do. Some men
Do you
and
believe that a
this
lady
is
is
this
supposed
is
to be a
why
lady regardless as to
this
what the
is
man is
why
doing?
we must
Do you
say as
believe a
women
lady
know
should be
how
a
to
lady
be
regardless as to what a man is doing?
because men don't know how to be honest. Women know how to be honest. So that's what I said. If you want to pull
What?
me in for that
Well, why are
conversation
people finding out children that they raised
or
for
if y'all
20
want to
years
get
aren't
on the
theirs if women know how to be honest? If women know how to be
listen,
honest, why are all of these men finding out that children aren't theirs?
look, we can talk. Listen, we're gonna have to talk about it. I can't listen. That's the thing about me and you. You fail to realize I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. It's just I'm agreeing with you from a woman's perspective. We can talk. That's why you say it's hard not to like me.
I
Cause
go for
I'm
that.
not
I go for that. Listen, I know you got to
like look,
go.
we're gonna have to definitely pull each other in and talk about that conversation for real because I want to hear what you gotta say. I want you to hear what I gotta say, but I definitely think it's some things we're gonna disagree on, agree on. But
That's
for the
always
most part,
fine. That's fine.
yeah,
Long as
I
we
definitely
agree on the
think
big
we agree.
things, you know what I mean?
Look, right, and I think we agree on,
Most
you know,
things.
taking accountability from my stance and from your stance when it comes to us just delivering the message a little differently. Again, if a lot of the men who are viewing this taping, this episode, if you really look at my videos for more than 10 seconds, you will see I'm never calling a man. I never address you as anything other than a man. I never talk down on y'all. I never bash y'all. But what I am going to say is I'm always put my ladies on game. And it's up to you, ladies, to either accept it or not accept it. Like you always have a choice. That's my biggest thing. And
I
I
know
think
you
that
got to go, but I just got one more question. And this is a question that you can just leave on out the door with.
okay.
Be humble and be adult.
Mm-hmm. Not you gotta forewarn me. What's the question? What
Listen,
is the
if
question?
you were looking down in
Yeah.
America like it was
Mhm.
a cereal bowl and you could just see everything that's taking place, you could see how every group of people are operating, how every race of people are operating. Now, listen to me now.
Mhm.
With the calamity that has taken place in the black community, who would you say is more responsible for the destruction that has taken place? The visible, the things that are happening. If you were just looking down and seeing all of the ratchet ghetto, the horrors, but where am I scamming? If you could really see, who would you say is responsible for the deterioration of the black community?
You want my honest answer? You gonna let
Yes,
me
ma'am.
answer?
Yes, ma'am.
I would say both the men and the women, and this is why. The
Give me a
men have
percentage. What percentage are the men and what percentage are the women? What percentage
I'm
are women responsible for the things that are the catastrophes you see in the black community? What percentage?
I'm gonna
Because
say
men are
for
definitely play a role in it too. Men definitely play a role.
I'm gonna say if I had to do percentage wise, the women would probably be about I want to say 60-40, giving the men 60, giving the women 40, and this is why I would say this. This is why I would say this.
Talk to me.
You, oh, you said you was gonna let me talk without
Talk to
interrupting me
me.
now. I would say this. Relationships in our community have become so transactional that women now have the mentality of spend that shit, go in your go yard bag, all of these things, because men do ultimately approach us in a transactional matter to where it's they will create this lifestyle that they really genuinely can't maintain. We have the male ego leading the way that it does and causing the woman to be more masculine, and now we're looked at as undesirable. We're looked at as
So
too
you think
angry.
men prefer to pay for sex opposed to getting it for free? You don't think we would prefer to get it for free? So it's
Wait,
you guys who are turning it into a transactional. It's you guys who are asking for
so,
Birkin bags. It's you guys who are asking for shopping sprees. And we're
so
doing
we
what we have to do to
so
get
we
what we
don't
want
agree
from
on a
you.
percentage, but that's my percentage. I think that because if we're really looking at when it comes to relationships or however we intertwine with men and women, even if it's just in our community, a woman is easily manipulated where we can become
Oh, so
delusional.
y'all victims now. Y'all don't want
Uh,
no cock. You just get
you ain't
tricked
gonna
into
let me
having
think, bro.
sex.
Listen. If we gonna get along, we gonna do this rumble jumble in the jump. You gonna have to let me get some stuff off. I'm being respectful. I'm letting you
Go
talk.
ahead,
Let
go
me
ahead.
talk. So, and that's my thing. You gotta chill. Let me talk. So, I think it's like this. I don't think that we're victims. Again, my platforming is not about being a victim.
You
Nobody's a
keep
damn
using
victim.
the word tricked though. You keep using that.
You're not. We can say that men are manipulating some women just like women can manipulate men, just like a woman can manipulate a man into thinking the
How
baby is
about
his.
we're
And
doing what each of us wants to do? How about that?
right, where is? But okay, listen. One person told me in my comments that that's two adults consenting. Manipulation is not two adults consenting. Manipulation is feeding somebody some BS, leading them on and giving them something different in the end. So I'm gonna say this: my percentage is that because yes, relationships have become transactional because of how a man approaches a woman. I just put a podcast out where literally men on that panel were saying, yes, we approach y'all with this money so that we can smash, so that we can do X, Y, and Z. So now women think that in order to walk out of this relationship or this situation with something, you need to leave with stuff. So now everything is transactional. So it's kind of like a competition. Nobody wants to get the bad end of the stick.
Sweetie,
So
you really
I
believe what you're saying. You really believe that men are going wanting some coochie and saying, hey, I don't want it for free. I'll pay. You really believe that women aren't the ones who turned this thing into transactional with these Birkin bags, with these shots? Listen to Young Miami's song. It's not men who turned this transactional. You know how we know?
You don't think men
Hold on. Let me say this. In other communities, guess what? In other communities, we don't have to do for them what we have to do for black women to have sex. They have sex with us because they think black men are God's gift to the planet.
And y'all, listen, that's what I said. A male's ego when it comes to this thing called dating. If you're not careful, you'll end up with some mess like what you just said. The way that woman stood around all them years and you just did what you wanted to do is absolutely ridiculous.
Wow, the woman was just sitting at home being a good woman, a loving mom. She wasn't doing anything wrong, even though they're finding out children aren't theirs. He was just abusing her and had her strung along while she was just wanted to be a good married woman.
No, literally. That's not because that's crazy.
We don't have many women in the black community, if we're be honest, who even care if it's just a smashing relationship. They're not even requesting marriage because a lot of them know what they've done to them lives and they've accepted being thoughts.
But you know, why a lot of women aren't requesting marriage is because you feel like this, you don't deserve the marriage, because like we just had this conversation a minute ago saying after you have a certain amount of kids,
you don't deserve it.
Deserve to be married, you don't deserve to be valued, respected because you made some mistakes in the past. That is a bold-faced lie.
She should be respected. Women should be respected, of course.
Respected, and I want you guys to continue to lift your standards, to walk in what you want to walk in so you can show your daughters what not to do. You need to be preparing your daughters for what a good relationship looks like and what an unhealthy relationship looks like. You need to, because what your kids see is exactly what they're gonna do.
Can a thought prepare her daughter for what relationships are supposed to be?
It's at home and still will give a man $5,000 at the drop of a dime after he done cheated on you for years and wasted some time in your life. No, because he wanted you to sit at home and be this clean, nice trophy wife. No, if you got to reset your clock in order to be respected, reset your clock in order to be respected.
But isn't that what you guys have been doing, keeping on resetting that clock? And it's not working. It's not working. You guys are single at the age of 40 and 50 and 60 and 70. You guys are on Tinder and Plenty of Fish at the age of 60 and 70.
But it's not working because you have men telling you that you don't deserve more than what you actually do. So then you settle for what's in front of you and then you repeat the pattern over and over again with the same type of man. If we're going to date a different type of man, then you need to wait until that man comes along. And if you have to go through a period of being lonely, that's fine. Because unlike what he's saying, you actually deserve exactly what you think you deserve. So
are you ho. You said a woman deserves what she thinks she deserves?
You deserve let me tell you something. I'm gonna break that down for you. When you come to my platform, you're learning to take accountability and playing smarter. You're learning to value yourself more. You're learning to think greater of yourself when it comes to how a man is going to treat you, where you want to be in life. So whatever you think of yourself, that's what you're going to attract. So let's reset.
No, you said a woman deserves what she thinks she deserves.
You are. Because if you have in your mindset, I don't deserve anything, that's exactly what you get.
So women who have been hoes, what do they deserve? Women who have had trains ran on them, what do they deserve?
And I'm going to reframe the deserve word.
I appreciate that.
I'm going to reframe that to say, you are what you attract. If you
I agree 1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah, we got to pull that back.
I agree with that 1,000%. We don't deserve what we deserve. What you see us doing, we reap what we deserve of that. If you see somebody working triple overtime, that fat paycheck, no, that person deserves that. But just because I call myself a 10 and I'm 220 pounds and got a couple of children, that don't make you no 10. And you don't deserve the benefits that 10s get. Here's what I think everybody's messing up on. We do damage to ourselves and we get put in the penalty box. A lot of African American women are in the penalty box right now. Right now, they can't get the man that they wish they could get because of some of the things that they did in their past. It's called the penalty box. Just like if we wreck a brand new car, I'll no longer be able to get the purchase price that I got for it. I'm going to have to negotiate. But guess what, women? I'll say women like you're telling these women not to settle. That's crazy.
So we should be okay. So if these women are
You're not brand
settling,
new anymore.
right back in the same box that you just literally shamed us for being in. It
No,
puts
you
us
get
right
somebody
in.
on your level.
So
Get
you
somebody on your
can't
level.
undesirable. So if you are in a room full of men who think that you're on the low scale for desirable women, it feels like to me you're telling us, if I'm deciding in that moment, no, I deserve more. I can't walk outside of this room into a room where high value men are, and maybe my chances are I'll get one. I think that you're boxing us back in this undesirable box, but then make fun of the undesirable women that are continue to be produced over and over again because they're too scared to walk outside of that box
I
because
think they
somebody
should
said
be scared.
you
If
don't
you've
deserve
had
more.
trains
No, don't
ran
be
on
scared.
you, if you have
Don't be
3 children by 2 different men, if
don't
you are
be scared.
220 pounds, you should be
You learn
scared
from
to
it. Do
approach a
not be
high
scared.
value man.
No, don't be scared. No.
What? Okay,
Because
I'll take that back. I'll take that back. You're right. I'll take that back.
you
Close.
men
Hold on. You got.
who
Hold
have
on.
hold on, wait. Let me say this
Hold
real
on. Hold
quick.
on.
It is
Hold on. One at a time.
a lot of men who have been to prison, and women can honestly say,
You gotta hold on. We can't hear you. Listen. I agree a closed mouth doesn't get fed, but I'm going to say this. What men are talking about is from the perspective of how unlikely it is that you're going to obtain that high value man. That's what we're
but my
talking about. We're not talking
but
about
my
those.
thing is,
Hold on. I
how
want to
can
read
we
something to
accept
you. I want to read
how can
something.
we
I
accept
got to
it though?
mute you sometimes. The dictionary definition for the word undesirable, it means not wanted, unwelcome, objectionable. Now, my question to you is this, but let me read the rest of it actually. It refers to anything that is not pleasing, harmful, or unsuitable and is likely to cause trouble or negative consequences. Now, my question to you is this. Do you believe that, let's be honest, African American women are kind of a handful? You got a bitch fucked up. Do you believe that African American women are different from any other group of women? Because they've been through a lot. I'll give you that. But they've been through a lot. And I even understand where their behavior comes from. So I can empathize with them. But we can't ask the rest of society to empathize for bad behavior. You're an adult now. It's time that you put away that bull crap about what happened to me, and focus on when you come around, it's unpleasing to people. That is undesirable. Undesirable, listen, not wanted. Do you see an epidemic of men coming in from anywhere trying to marry African American women? I'm talking about from Yugoslavia, from the Philippines, anywhere. Black women, the only men who want them is African American men. And you see African American men getting their passports. So I'm not saying that I don't want it to get better. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a lot of great thinkers have said it's over for the black community. A lot of great minds say that this can't be reversed because here's why. It would be different. I would be all on your side, 1,000,000%, if we could have this discussion and also show some stats or show an improvement in our community where we say, no, they are changing for real. But sweetie, they're getting worse. They're getting worse. They are undesirable even to their own men. Black men are staying race loyal is what they're doing, but it's not because they don't know that this behavior, I'm going to have to deal with this, but shit, I'm going to mess with her. You know, she kind of cute. If you guys don't want your dating value to drop too bad to where you're undesirable, you got to start working out. If you're 40 years old and you have a couple of kids by a couple of different men, you better be an attractive woman or you're not going to be able to get the things that you guys are complaining about not getting. You say, but they don't, and you have a video that said this. I'm glad I thought of that. You have a video that was talking about how black men treat black women different than they treat other races of women. Yeah. Yeah, black women who have whole phases are going to get treated differently because you know what? The girl Daphne Joy, who DJ Academics, they calling her a HOE now, right? because she
Mhm.
did the stuff with Puffy and all of
That's
that. But guess what we know about her? Her being a hoe and a black woman being a hoe is two different things. The average black woman being a hoe is going to be worse. You know why? Because if Daphne Joy is a hoe, look at every interview that you saw of her. You can't even picture that woman being rude, being mean. Every interview we've seen, she's high level feminine, high level happy. Now, if black women could not be so mean, they would get passes. But you guys are trying to make men take you with the children, with the weight, with the attitude, and the whole phase. She's trying to get accepted by the whole phase, but has her own money. Very beautiful, naturally beautiful, cooperative, feminine. You see the difference? I do agree with you. It seems unfair, but she's bringing something to the table that makes her whole phase seem a little bit more okay than black women's. She's less to put up with. A man will marry Daphne Joy fast. Fast. But now, when I got to be called a bitchass nigga, because I did something you didn't like, that's insane. A fuck ass nigga? That's insane. We're not ever supposed to have heard that. That's not even supposed to be in y'all's vocabulary. Because here's something I'm going to tell you that I think all of y'all forgot. Did you know that African American women, along with the rest of women, we're supposed to be classy ladies? Did you know that? Did you know you guys aren't supposed to be cursing? Did you know you guys aren't supposed to be threatening violence? You are a lady. You're not supposed to be getting busted down. You said there's double standards between men and women. Yeah, if I go out and act a hoe and me and you in a relationship, listen, don't you go out and defile your value because I'm acting an ass. Maintain your purity. That's what we're saying. There are double standards. Just like you can get on OnlyFans and make what I make in a lifetime in a month. It's a double standard. Just like you can get flown out by any artist. I'm talking about specifically you. I can look at you and I can tell what men would do for you. But guess what I have to do? I'm not getting that treatment. When the club is charging $100 a pop, you're getting in for free. So, sweetie, I do agree there are double standards, but there's double standards on the side of men and women. And to be honest, you guys hold most of the leverage in certain areas. But here's what you don't like. You do lose your value at a highly more rapid pace than men. As we get older, our dating value increases. We don't come into our financial power until between the ages of 40 and 60. When you guys hit 40, things start happening physically. Things aren't as tight as they used to be. Skin is not as tight. Things is like, you guys have things that are happening. You can't blame anybody for that except for God. That is your reality. So deal with yours like we deal with ours. The simple fact that men take our own lives at a higher rate than you. We go to jail for the same crime for longer time than you do. It's double standards.
So I have a question. So if I'm understanding you correctly, you said that most women and other ethnic groups are going to be more desirable, or the value increases a little bit if they are feminine, basically know when to be quiet.
That's not what we consider feminine. See,
That's
that's that color purple
I
stuff
just
y'all
wanted
be
to
doing.
I
That's that
wanted to
color
see what
purple
you
stuff y'all be doing.
Okay,
Feminine,
no,
listen, feminine is the
no,
opposite of
no.
us. When we're busy
Look,
being a man all
I
day.
just had to see what I had to see what you look. I don't. I look. We talking about
We
serious
love
stuff.
women and respect
Have,
women over
have a
here.
joke or two in. You can have a joke or two in there, but
We
no,
love
seriously.
and respect black women over here. We just,
No,
it's disappointing to see where we're at. That's what it is.
no. I definitely get it. I'm just throwing so we can have a couple of laughs. But
Listen,
no,
we gonna do this again. No, I know you've been gracious with your time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I definitely appreciate that. We're gonna do it again. I'm going to get in your DM and see how I can send this to you. If you have this one thing, I can send the original version to you or whatever. But I'm going to get in your DM and we'll put this thing together. I appreciate you for putting your time to the side and rocking out with us, being pleasant, being cooperative. I rock with you.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it again. Make sure you guys follow me on all social media platforms. Code Truth, the Code Truth with Snow on Facebook. I do a group chat every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
What platform?
live, Facebook Live. You can find the Facebook page on Facebook, The Cold Truth with Snow. Live every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. TikTok is The Cold Truth Pod. Instagram, Cold Truth Pod. Snow So Sophisticated is also on Instagram as well.
When I chop these clips up and put them out, I'm gonna put your social media hits on the content. So definitely go check her out.
My link tree so you can have all my links. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the conversation.
You take care, sweetie.
Bye.
Damn it, she was a little bit more pleasant than I wanted her to be. Right? But I can respect that. Listen, people, we got a couple of hundred people in here in the chats. We have not had one Cash App. Hit us, set the show off. If you've been rocking with the show, if you know what it does, if you know that this is the hottest show online, then support the show. Support the show. I'm going to show you guys a couple of more clips of hers and show you the points where I disagree with them. You know what I mean? We're going to go have a brief intermission. We got to get somebody to support the show. Hit us up with that Cash App, people. Make sure that you show the host and the other people who rock with the show that this is that show. You know what I mean? Let's go. We'll get back to the show when we get some show supporters. Let's get this thing going, people. Cash App at the bottom of the screen, The Real Stacey Prince, or hit us off with the super chat. Shout out to Ismail. This is a leftover super chat. But why you pick the bad dudes? Because that's who they like. That's who they like. Right? Shout out to Lee over here. Y'all heard what Lee said. Hit the like button, damn it. Hit the like button. Let's go. Those of you, if you have not subscribed to the show, subscribe to the hottest show online. You know what it is. I'm going to check the Cash App because I know that we're going to have fun. I know it can't be this dry over here. Let's go, people. Let's get to it. Where my show supporters at? Tattoo. People, this is Friday. Stop the game. Shout out to Glenn over here with the 20 ball on Cash App. Glenn said, keep the work up. You already know. Shout out to Lee over here keeping the momentum going with the super chat. You heard what Lee said. Like, share, and subscribe. Turbulence, people. All right, I want to show you guys some more of her content. Like, listen, shout out to Craig over here showing love to the show with the $10 Cash App. Salute, salute. I appreciate the love. So I want to show you guys some of her other content. What the heck is that?
Be selfish, girl. I'm telling you, be selfish, because I promise you he's being selfish and he's not going to stop being selfish for you. I need you.
My thing is, what if you're executing this information on a man who's not being selfish? You cannot give a woman an excuse to fool around, because that's all she's really looking for is an excuse, to be honest. She said, be selfish, because I promise you he's doing something behind your back. What type of men? See, and we go back to this. Give me a second. We go back to this.
Be so selfish that you surprise.
No emotion over here rocking out with us with the Cash App. Appreciate the love. You're suggesting to cheat. See, and this is what I say. I say that women, well, it's not what I say. The Bible says it. Women are not supposed to be teaching like this, on a scale like this. Because look, you'll have someone promoting. Well, I don't want to misquote her, so let's see what she has to say.
Selfish, girl. I'm telling you, be selfish, because I promise you he's being selfish and he's not going to stop being selfish for you.
Why do you promise her that he's being selfish? Why can't she have a good man? Right? And see, it begs the question, with you guys' opinion about men makes you look crazy. You mean to tell me you guys don't have the ability to get any decent men to be interested in you? I think that says more about you than it does us. You guys keep speaking about these experiences and how terrible men seem and things like that. I told you there's a huge plethora of black women in the African American community who are not fit for marriage. But how is it that Stacey Prince has always told you guys, the black women I have dated, angels from heaven? Apparently my value as a man dictates that I don't have to settle for a booger wolf. That's what it must dictate. Let's go.
I need you to be so selfish that you surprise your damn self. I need you to be so selfish that you ultimately put yourself first every single time. So
how can something like that be sustained? How can something like that work? Going into a relationship premeditatedly with the information, I'm going to be selfish. Where will that show up as a benefit in that relationship? How will that conjure positive results? Going into a relationship being selfish of whatever. The word itself is not a positive word. Let's go.
much so that it shocks you. Be selfish. I need you to be selfish when dating, because a man that really wants you, he's going to value the fact that you put yourself first. If you put that man...
A man is going to value a woman who puts herself first when you were only created to be my sidekick? It's not enough that I put you first, but you got to put you first too. Men are called upon to give their lives for women in the event that it's necessary. So I got to put you before me, and you going to put you before me? God dog, that sounds like an unfair deal if I've ever heard one.
First, if you make everything about him, the world revolving around him, he's only going to care about himself. A man who sees a woman only praising him, he's going to make the relationship all about him. And don't let him make you feel bad for being selfish. Hell, I promise you, he's being selfish too. He's not thinking about you. He's weighing his options. He has other women.
Listen at the outlooks that they have on men, on life. She's promising strangers that their men aren't any good. Crazy work. How is your outlook on men this ferocious? And if you say, which we know, if you say it's due to the experiences that you've had with men, why are your experiences with men so negative?
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Mine's aren't. My experiences with women, I mean, we've been doing this show for 4 years and you guys have seen me be consistent saying what I'm saying. Right? Right?
Building up a whole roster just in case you do one little thing that he does.
She said the man is building up a roster just in case his wife does anything wrong. How can you ever succeed in any type of relationship long term with that type of outlook on men? I mean, she's a pleasant woman, but this is probably the worst outlook I've heard somebody have on men.
Like,
right? What did they say on Scary Movie? But wait, there's more.
because a man isn't going to date someone that's not his type. So why are you?
It's all that we do. All that men do is date what's not our type. It's what we've been doing historically. Men tend not to want to date women who already have other men's children, but yet we do it. So we do definitely date outside of our preference. Men typically like women who are fit. Most African American women aren't, but we still date them at an 80% rate. Men typically and biologically are hardwired to be attracted to the opposite of who we are, which is femininity. You're not getting a lot of that in the African American community, yet we still date it. And this is why I was saying that some of her information, when I say it's bad, I mean it can instantly be proven wrong. Watch.
For one, if you're a woman that doesn't have kids, doesn't want a man with kids, why are you even giving a man who has kids the time of day?
Now, the issue that I have with this, they're basically saying bend over backwards, compromise with us, and all of those things as you have been doing. Take us when we have other men's children. Take us when our attitudes aren't the best. Take us when we're overweight. But if you got kids, I can't do that. You see how crazy that sounds? Right, right. It's almost the only option that African American men have is to date women who have children by other men. Because around 70% of the women in the African American community have multiple children by multiple men. Around 65%, 60%.
Oh, I want to try something different and see. But you already know that you don't want to deal with somebody who has kids because you don't want kids. That's what I'm talking about. Men.
I do agree with her on that. Like, if you already have your mind made up about a certain type of thing that you are adamant about, then you shouldn't even entertain somebody who has things the opposite of that going on in their life. But it goes back down to that's a selfish individual, and they'll likely not get what they're looking for because you got to give to get. That's what's taken African American women so long to get in relationships. They don't know their value, right? If you knew your true value, then you can be more open-minded to dating the caliber of man who is on your exact dating value level. But you guys aren't doing that. You guys work at In-N-Out Burger and you're trying to go to the Hermes store. That's what it is. You guys have low dating value, multiple children by multiple different men, bad attitudes, overweight, and you're expecting men who have access to beautiful, fit women who don't have children to pick you over the other women. And it's why you're not getting anywhere. That doesn't make sense to no group of people that anyone should do that. Give me a thumbs up anywhere if you think it makes sense to pick a woman who has a bad, rough around the edges attitude, multiple children by multiple different men, overweight. Give me a thumbs up if you believe it makes sense to pick a woman like that over a woman who has no kids, over a woman who is cooperative, over a woman who is fit, over a woman who is feminine. Give me a thumbs up if that sounds like a good deal. Okay, I see no thumbs up. which lets me know that we're all of the same mindset. You guys are asking too much, and you won't be honest about what your current dating value is. Some of you have been ran through the cheese grater, and some of your poontangs look like it has been had a cheese grater rubbed on it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you have those bumps that occur every so often because of how promiscuous you were being, and some of you weren't being, but whatever. We have women in the African American community who, even if they have herpes, think that they can still see, because the type of man I want, he got a da-da. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're nuts to the entire world, which is why the world is giving you the results that you're getting. A lot of you are chronically single for years at a time. It's because you don't want to pay to play. But you must pay to play. You must.
Go after exactly what they want, and they do not change those standards up for anybody. Those standards up for anybody, and they do not they want. Go after exactly what I'm talking about. Men go after exactly what they want, and they do not change those standards up for anybody.
That's a lie. It's a lie. We all know it's a lie. We all know it's a lie. The average man doesn't want a woman who has children by other men, but yet we do it. So we do too change our standards up. The average man doesn't want to deal with a woman who's not very feminine. Most of our women aren't, but we accept it anyway. So we can be persuaded to change our tune. This is why I said some of her information is just bad and can literally be proven wrong.
Change and maneuver the way that you want to date because you see the potential in somebody, or you want to see where the relationship goes. In the first few conversations that you're having with this man, it should let you know if you guys should continue moving on into getting to know each other more. And don't let him ask you to help him build up the table. It needs to be.
Did you hear this? See, and this lets you know black men have no one that they can rely on. You got to hear this again. You got to hear this. She said this out of her mouth.
And don't let him ask you to help him build up the table. It needs to.
How is that not crazy? How is that not crazy? Don't let him ask you to help him build your guys' house, to help build your guys' dynasty. But you haven't heard anything yet. Wait till you hear the rest.
And don't let him ask you to help him build up the table. It needs to be already sturdy.
If the table is already sturdy, if I already have my $1.5 million house, if I've already turned myself into the caliber of man who can achieve those things, you wouldn't qualify for me. Have you ever thought about that? If I was that already built up man, you would not have access to me. You know how we know? How many of you on this live right now have an African American woman who is a friend who was selected by a man who's a millionaire? Who was selected by a man who makes $160,000 a year? You see how crazy it sounds from this perspective? You guys are getting pregnant by gangbangers. People who have had one job in their life for like 6 months, 3 months. But yet you have a problem building with a man. That's crazy work.
You sit down. Oh, every time you're with that man, he's always complaining, whining, talking about his struggles and his troubles. This is the best advice I can give you. Leave him. He shouldn't even be focused on dating. He shouldn't even be trying to find companionship.
Okay. She says a man who doesn't have his things together shouldn't be focused on dating and things like that. There's a portion of that I can see. But I will say this. I always teach people. Do you have any clue how much easier it is and how faster you can build whatever it is that you're trying to achieve if you have a partner? Can you imagine that? Yet you guys operate the exact opposite of how every other community, you guys are pretty much backwards. Let me explain to you how you guys are backwards. When the man is already built up, you don't qualify for him, which is why we don't see an exponential number of African American women who have gotten selected by already built up men, right? So if you don't qualify for him, but you're also not willing to help build a man up, what are you stuck with? I can help you understand what you're stuck with. Turbulence, people. What you've been stuck with for 45 years. Nothing. Single. Dying alone. Bang, 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 daddy, bang. Bang, 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 daddy, bang. Getting your daily or monthly dose of that. Getting your poontang stretched all to be damned. Letting random varmints nut inside of you. All but ensuring that men like myself wouldn't even look at you twice. Right? That's where this goes if you keep following her blueprint.
He needs to be worried about those daily troubles that he's struggling with. And you don't need to come into his life to try to help him fix it. You got your own life you trying to handle.
Only in the African American community is it being promoted that a woman doesn't need to come into a man's life and try to help him fix it. Let me say this again. Only in the African American community is it being promoted that you don't need to come in his life and try to help him fix his life. Even though it's the only damn reason God created you.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
God created you to do that very thing. Help, mate. And this is why I say that women should not, be teaching on the scale like that. She's teaching the exact opposite of what produces and expedites success.
He needs to go and have his table prepared and then come and ask you to sit at it.
Did you hear the arrogance and narcissism behind that? Let me play that again.
Into his life to try to help him fix it. You got your own life you trying to handle. He needs to go and have his table prepared and then come and ask you to sit at it.
So most African American women are so valuable and desirable to where a man should go build an empire and be blessed to have the average African American woman come sit at his table to reap the rewards of all that he's built. That's how valuable we're saying we see today's African American woman out in society. Is that how valuable she looks?
The only thing you're going to do is add to what he's already done.
Listen, people, today is Friday. I'm expecting that we're going to break some records, historically on our... Listen, where my show supporters at? This is Friday. We need to get this thing going, people. It's a lit day, right? Everybody, some of you already went and got your condoms in the scotch. You taking over old girl's house today, and some of you ladies already went and bought the condoms in the scotch that you taking over to the couple of ninjas who going to bust you down tonight. I'm just being an a-hole, right? I'm just being an a-hole. But let's go. Let's see what she's talking about over here. Somebody OD us on it. Listen. Let your brother know that you rock with the show. We have 8 super chats today. Listen, let's set this thing off, people. Let's go.
Black men really need to take accountability for how angry the black woman is and the poor selection of men that the black women have to choose from.
Do you know how crazy it is for me to suggest that white America needs to hold themselves responsible for why I'm not where I'm at in life, where I want to be in life? You know how crazy that is? Somebody else is responsible for how angry I am. Now, there is some dysfunction attributed to African American women latching on to white American government and doing what they say do, disbanding from their families. But that has nothing to do with black men. Nobody told you to get busted down and have three children by three different black men. Nobody told you to do that. And you enjoyed doing it. And that's the issue that I had, that she was up here trying to make it seem like black women were just victims. No, you loved every minute of that getting busted down. You know you did. Let's go.
Black women are saluted for being strong soldiers, holding down men, holding down the household
No, you're not.
as single mothers by themselves. Black men are not raising their sons to be what the community needs.
You won't give the sons to the black men because you want Section 8, because you want WIC, because you want welfare. That's why. Don't act like that you guys think that the children staying with the mom is the best thing. No, you make sure and you go above and beyond the call of duty to make sure that you get sole possession of the children for all of the benefits that comes with it. Or else this white supremacy thing that black women have taken their hands and grappled onto wouldn't be as effective. If there were no perks, if there were no incentive for women keeping the kids, then black men would have access to their kids more. But black women get incentivized to keep the children from whoever would be the more suitable parent. We all know this. Section 8, food stamps, all of it. We know what you're doing.
Which leaves black women with a poor selection of men to choose from.
You have a poor selection of men to choose from because of how terribly you and your counterparts raise your children. And the children come out, you got them doing TikTok. You got men who are supposed to be masculine doing TikTok dances with mommy and things like that. You got men who are supposed to be masculine wearing skinny jeans and carrying purses. Listen, men condemn that type of stuff. It's you guys who promote it. You know how we know? Between men and women, who's the biggest supporter and friend of the gay community? It's not black men. It's black women.
And society has this norm: if you don't have a man, if you're not married, then you don't have anything. So now women are forced to choose. Then you want to wonder why she's angry, why she's operating in this.
We don't care why black women are angry. Either stop it or reap the repercussions of it. No one wants to hear why black women are so angry. No one wants to hear any excuses or anything of that. Create better behavior for yourself or you will get judged by society. It's really that simple. It's really that simple.
Masculine energy, you're not giving her a choice.
So she's basically saying black women don't have a choice on their behavior. Do you know the reason that we know that you're lying? Because the behavior that you direct towards us that we don't like, you damn sure don't take it to your job with you. We know that for a fact. You shut your damn mouth when your manager tells you to shut your damn mouth. We know that. So you know how to do better. You just pick and choose when you're going to do better. Right? Let's go.
Black men really need to take accountability for how angry the black woman is in the poor. And don't let him ask you to help him build up. Because a man isn't going to date someone that's not his type. Be selfish, girl. I'm telling you, be selfish, because I promise you
Who is that? Shout out to my brother Darius DK, definitely in the building. Hey, listen, people, we go through a lot of nonsense on these podcasts every day and just surfing the net. If you guys want a different pace, you know what I mean, to put you probably in a better mood, go check out my brother Darius DK's page. We got 122 people over here on YouTube. If you never heard of it, go over to Instagram, Darius DK. Go check his page out, subscribe, and his page will offset all of the negativity, you know what I mean, that we see, you know, throughout society and online, all the racism, all of the back and forth between black women and black men. Mac in the building. AK up in the situation rocking out with us. AJ in the building setting it off with us. So Yoli said, however, let me see what Yoli said. Yoli must have said something. Yoli saying something over here. What's Yoli talking about? Yoli said, hold on, is that Ether? No, that's got to be Ether account, ain't it? What did Yoli say? What did Yoli say? Yoli said, however, a woman cannot abuse physical, emotional, and material support of the man. I don't understand that. I definitely don't understand that. However, a woman cannot abuse physical, emotional, and material support of. I don't understand that. All right, this is the portion of the show. If you have disagreements with my views, my ideologies, come on up. If you disagree or have questions relating to the things we discuss, dating, relationships, the business sector, come on up. Let me see something. I got somebody who she is trying to come up, and I got something for you. Yeah, you come on up here. You come on up. Oh, oh, this is about to drop off. Power mode is tripping on us.
I'm your huckleberry.
Are most black women spoiled teenagers? Shout out to Biggs in the building, rocking out with us. Lunar J over here setting it off with us. My brother. Let me see something here. You know what I'm starting to understand? I'm starting to understand that I think we know women better than they know themselves. Maybe not biologically, but even in some aspects of that. We know they, like, you often hear women get pissed off and say, we bring forth life. No, you don't. You don't, you're a carrier. I'm really starting to believe, and if you listen, she doesn't even know that men, our secret weapon has always been taking women when they were at their lowest and building them up to what we desire in a woman. That's why men date have so many more valuable options than women do, because women, well, as you can hear, women typically want that man who's already built up. Men will take a woman who's at her worst and turn her into what we know we can make her. Yeah, so it's like everything that she was saying was like goes against reality. This is historical data and facts. All right, people, if you have not subscribed to the show, subscribe to the YouTube, people. Subscribe to the YouTube. Let us know that you rock with the show. It'll let you know. It'll give you alerts every time we're live. right? Hey, he said, finally, mute her ass because she want to hog the entire conversation. But see, I've dealt with situations like that before to where she was basically, to be honest, being confronted with information that was new to her. I think she handled it all right. I think she handled it all right. It was just new information that she had. It's hard to respond spontaneously to new information. Like I said, she didn't know. Let me play this again real quick. I gotta play this again.
Because a man isn't going to date someone that's not his type. So why are you?
It's all we do. All we do is date women who aren't our type. Most men don't want to date a woman who has children, but we do it. Look at the movie Pretty Woman. The whole premise of the movie was a rich man, a millionaire, coming into a hole in the wall diner and ending up making the woman who poured him his coffee his wife. It's literally our history. And that's why I said women have to be careful when it comes to teaching. Embrace the grace up in this place. Yoli said men are the prophets. That's why you have to keep teaching. All right, people, if we have no people who have questions or any disagreements about the content, we are about to get up out of here. Listen, it's Friday, the hottest show online. Yeah. Trying to read these comments, people. Yeah, he said we gotta pick them, but they picky with us. And that's what's crazy to us. That's really crazy to us, for real.
For one, if you're a woman that doesn't have kids, doesn't want a man with kids, why are you even giving a man who has kids the time of day? Oh, I want to try something different and see. But you already know that you don't want to deal with somebody who has kids because you don't want kids. That's what I'm talking about. Men go after.
Shout out to KB down there. You already know. We up out of here, people. You know what it is. They said a couple of people said she is pretty though. You know what added to her pretty how attractive she is? She didn't come up here acting like a nigga. And that's what I was trying to explain to her. No, you guys can't do what other races of women can do. You can't. Because the BS that we have to put up, the reason African American, she said it herself in one of her videos. She said, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a little bit more time up here. Let's do it like this. Where's my girl at? Where's my girl at? If I can't find her, we'll get on up out of here. And I know I can't find it. And I know I can't find it. Yes, I can. And I know I can't find it. Yes, I can. Let's go. Let's go. This is my girl right here. I rock with her. But there's, nobody's going to agree 100% of the time. I want you guys to check this out. Yes, I can.
Daphne Joy gets uplifted while the black women get called hoes. That's just so crazy how that works.
You know what? I'm going to actually put some work in for you guys. Listen, if I'm going to put this work in, people, let me see something. Who is this? Is this TikTok? No, that's Instagram. TikTok, I'm about to shut the TikTok down because they've limited us severely, and I'm going to open it right back up. Let's go. I want to show you guys something. Dang it, I can't do that. Can I do this?
So many bird brain women out here.
The hell did I just hear? There we go.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay!
Let's
As
go.
of lately, I
Let's go. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. This is who this video is in reference to. You guys got me over here working for real. You guys got me over here working. Okay, so I want to play this back.
Daphne Joy gets uplifted while the black women get called hoes.
Okay, now we're going to do this. This is Daphne Joy. She's got The Child by 50 Cent, and she's messing with DJ Academic right now. And she was involved with Puffy, so she's done some hoish things.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! As of lately, I have just been seeing a lot of things about me, and nonetheless,
Listen at her voice. She can do things that you guys can't do. She can get away with things you guys can't get away with. If she has been a hoe, or if she's a hoe now, she won't get judged for it like African American women will because she still resembles a lady. African American, a lot of African American women believe that not only can they be a hoe, but hoe, boo, boy, bye, and all of that. Quick tempered, multiple children by multiple men. It's not a comparison. The comparison is not fair. It's not fair at all. We will let people slide with certain of their flaws if their pros outweigh their cons. That's human nature. Let's go. Let me show you something.
Daphne Joy gets uplifted while the black women get called hoes. That's just so crazy how that works. One thing a lot of y'all black men gonna do is just show how colorist y'all truly are.
It's not colorist. If I have to pick the worser of two evils, I'll deal with the woman who has the high body count and is very, very, very feminine, extremely beautiful, fit. Then I will the woman who's a hoe, got multiple other men's kids, low value men's kids at that, out of shape, crazy mouth, angry. Who doesn't get this? Who doesn't get this? And this is my girl right here. I'm usually spot on with a lot of the things that Dana says, but I don't know. This one is a little bit off.
Y'all are the most lying, gaslighting, colorist set of people I've ever seen before in my life. At least if you gonna be something, stand 10 toes down in it and own it. I don't respect that sucker stuff of sitting up and being something and then trying to play like you not. I peeped y'all game when y'all was on that old passport going overseas to find somebody submissive. Yet it was funny that y'all never wanted to go nowhere like Africa to find no submissive woman. You wanted to go to places like DR and Brazil.
And see, this is another thing. Black men are the only ones who get shamed for their preferences. No other race of men get shamed for their preferences. Right? And the truth is, several of my supporters have went over to Africa and found their wives. So it's not true.
Right? Because the truth is those girls over in DR and Brazil and those places like that, they look like the mixed biracial girls that you're unable to pull over here in the US.
Well, it's a lot of things about the women over here in the U.S. that make us not even attempt to pull them. You see a plethora of people men going to other countries for those countries' women, but you never see men from other countries coming to America to find their wives. Yeah.
Right, so if you can't get them over here, you can at least go pay for the cat while you over there. And
We're paying for the cat over here by women who have 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different men, women who are overweight. You guys got to stop acting like we're not paying for the cat when it comes to staying with our black women. It just turns out that it's a bum deal after we get done paying. Can't keep you. Can't introduce you to my mom majority of the time.
countries because it's cheaper. But we own to the game of what y'all be playing and how you love to pedestalize anything other than black. How you like to let other races get away with stuff that you hold a different standard to when it comes to black women.
There is a different standard. Daphne Joyce can be a hoe and still be a better woman than the average African American woman is when she's a hoe. Daphne Joy is going to bring on a regular basis. Listen, let me show you guys something.
Hey guys, how are you?
Outside of probably treating behind your back, can you really picture her ever being too much of a problem? How is somebody this feminine and nice to be around ever going to be too much of a problem?
Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! As of lately, I have just been seeing a lot of things about me, and nonetheless,
Even her voice does what a woman's voice is supposed to do to a man. Yes, there's a difference.
it's all good. I realized what was truly missing was my voice in all of this. So I was like, well, wait, don't judge a book by its cover just yet. You gotta open the book and read through a couple pages and just see what
Daphne Joy is bad. She's a true bona fide 8. If not a 9. Daphne Joy is not going to go anywhere on planet Earth and somebody say, ooh, she ugly as hell. Nowhere on planet Earth.
what this person's about, right? So I figured we'd start once again with a cute Q&A. I'm going to do 20 questions for Daphne.
She's never going to present herself as if she may cheat on you or something like that. But can you really picture this woman ever being a big headache? And if she is the type who's a hoe, you trust her as far as you could trust her. But a woman who's feminine, it still supercharges and recharges a man to even be in the company of a woman who sounds like a woman. Listen at her tone.
Was my voice in all of this. So I was like, well, wait, don't
Body
judge a book by
banging.
its cover just yet. You gotta open the book and read through a couple pages and
ZF said if she wasn't a problem, 50 wouldn't have let her go. Well, can you use that same logic on Vivica Fox? Right? She was sweating 50. He let her go. He let his baby mama go. He let his last girlfriend go. All right, people, we're about to get up out of here. I appreciate you guys rocking out with us and supporting the show. And we are out of here.